mall shooting which killed 8 people. I am Kala Dakurubatubo. Peace is the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. Good morning. The spokesperson of the Rivers State Police Command, SP Grace Ringe-Koko, says 3 suspected cultists were killed in a supremacy battle between 2 rival cult groups in the outer axis of the East-West Road on Saturday night. SP Ringe-Koko said 35-year-old Azini Budu Biko, aka Yankee, and 37-year-old Boka Odoi were the notorious criminals terrorizing the outer axis of the East-West Road and its environs. SP Koko said efforts are on to arrest other members of the gang. Earlier, a source in the community said the 2 rival cult groups engaged in a gun battle which led to the deaths of the 3 gang members. The source said the Outer East Police Division, led by the DPO, later arrived on the scene and chased the criminals away, putting an end to the shooting that had caused panic in the area. Police say they rescued 58 kidnapped victims from Udulu Forest in Kogi State and other kidnappers' dens in communities close to the Federal Capital Territory. Spokesperson of the FCD Police Command, Josephine Ade, disclosed this in a statement on Sunday, saying the bandits and kidnappers opened fire on sighting the security team that raided the area. It said 1 person died during the incident. The forest borders Sardauna Forest, Nasarawa State. Moving on. After several years of the non-existence of the youth body in Rumekpe clan in Emoa local government area of Rivers State, the Council of Traditional Rulers and the entire people have resolved to have a youth body with a mandate to constitute its executive arm through a consensus election. The chairman of the Rumekpe Electoral Committee, Ahmed Marshall, shortly after the election and meeting of the youths at Community Secondary School, declared 9 candidates as members of the Rumekpe Youth Council.
And we, the members of Electoral Committee, Rumekpe Youth Council, hereafter, the conduct of the Central Youth Election of Rumekpe Clan, in line with the guidelines of National Youth Council of Nigeria, NYC, hereby declare the following persons elected for fulfilling the electoral requirement for the conduct of election for 7th May 2023. Hereby declare the following persons elected. I hereby declare Ovunda Umeka the president of this honorable house. Kalama Meka.
In his speech, the newly inaugural president of the Rumekpe Youth Council, Umeka Ovunda, promised to bring hope to young people in the community and run an all-inclusive government.
I come to rehabilitate this community by the honor given to me to serve my people. I want to serve them with truth and spirit. I want to serve them as my people, not by my own power, by the grace of God. But yes, today is a marvelous thing that God has done for us in this town. For over how many years Rumekpe fight, we don't have this kind of gathering. I thank everybody that's here, the people of Rumekpe, the people that came from far distance to witness what happened. I pray that God should lead them back to their various home. In Jesus' name I pray.
The CDC chairman of one of the communities and youth leaders from the clan all expressed joy for the inauguration of the Central Youth Council. They further spoke about their expectations.
This is what we expect to see. For how many years we have been in blind, but today God has helped the youth body have stand. We have selected a good chairman that will rule Rumekpe. We are happy today. My message is for them to partner with government and advise them to be everywhere in the community to see how they will bring good development. They have many work to do.
Central Youth President Rumekpe. So I wish them good luck and prosperity, so that all of us will join hands together to make sure he leads us very well. Let it be transparent. It should not politics. So I know and I believe that Ovunda is a well-capable person that will rule us very well. The Rumekpe has sit today to make sure we coronate Ovunda as the youth president of Rumekpe.
Correspondent Ebi Oruwari reports that members of the newly inaugurated youth body include Umeka Ovunda as president, Oda Frank as vice president, and Vincent Chikwori as assistant secretary. John Obiile and Stanley Ruka will serve as PROs 1 and 2. Others are Dr. Lawrence Owoda, financial secretary, Ifeanyi Frank Amadi, treasurer, Godpower Ago, organizing secretary, and Uvuwezi Eke, who will serve as provost. Moving on. Rivers State Governor Yasin Wike says the introduction of Beaver's machine by INEC in the 2023 general election helped to address electoral malpractice and violence. Governor Wike said this while swearing in members of the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission (RISEC) and the Rivers State Primary Healthcare Management Board at the Government House in Port Harcourt on Sunday.
If for nothing, Nigerians recommend INEC that they reduce the level of violence, the level of death, because without these beavers, before we were fighting with security agencies, they were carrying electoral materials, hijack electoral officials. But now it's difficult. Well, whom are you carrying? If you carry the beavers, what do you do? You cannot do anything. So no matter the inadequacies, you will see that there's an improvement as far as reducing violence, which is key, because our elections process has always been killing, hijacking of materials, using security. But with the introduction of the beavers, no matter the shortcoming that it did not work optimally as we expected.
Governor Wike, however, charged members of RISEC to ensure a successful transition when the tenure of the local government chairman elapses.
Don't go there and begin to create a cabal to divide all of you. Commissioner 1, President Menike, is loyal to me. Commissioner 2, I don't know the way he's behaving. No, try to work as a team to achieve, to make sure there's a successful transition. So you have all the time. Don't say it was an emergency. No, that's why I told the government that, look, it's better to put these people in place now.
As the various election petitions tribunal sittings begin this week, the governorship candidate of the Accord Party of Rivers State, Dumolulu Briggs, has dismissed reports that he has withdrawn his suit before the election petition tribunal challenging the victory of the PDP. His aide said this in a statement. Meanwhile, APC's Darlington Wauju says the party is calling for the setting up of an elections offences tribunal in the country to investigate and recommend punishment for all election-related offences. In a statement, he said that interrogating the integrity of the results and subsequently affirming or voiding these results is not enough to deter the political class from future electoral offences and crimes against humanity. He said the APC in Rivers State believes that electoral crimes are crimes against humanity and must not be treated with a slap on the wrist. The Presidential Election Petitions Tribunal in Abuja will today begin pre-hearing the petitions challenging the outcome of the February 25 presidential election. As you may know, the PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar, who came second in the election with 6.9 million votes in his 66-page petition, is asking the tribunal to declare him the winner of the poll or order a fresh election. The Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi, who came third in the election with 6.1 million votes, is also petitioning the tribunal to nullify the election. INEC had declared the APC's presidential candidate Bola Tinubu the winner of the election, having polled 8.7 million votes. Meanwhile, the PDP has raised the alarm over an alleged plot by the APC to influence the outcome of ongoing cases at the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal. The PDP National Publicity Secretary Debo Ologunagba addressed newsmen in Abuja yesterday. Reaction to this, the Minister of State, Labour and Employment, Festus Keyamo, accused the PDP of resorting to cheap blackmail and reverse psychology in his alleged bid to hoodwink Nigerians into aligning with its petition at the Presidential Election Tribunal. In the meantime, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, paid a courtesy visit to the Nobel laureate, Professor Wole Soyinka, yesterday. In a tweet, he described the visit as enriching. The visit comes 1 month after Professor Soyinka clashed with the supporters of Mr. Obi, best known as the Obedients. Recall that Professor Soyinka had accused Obedients of fascism, whom he said don't entertain corrective criticism. Still ahead, panic as plane crash lands at Abuja Airport. Stay tuned, we'll go for a quick commercial break.
You are
Thank you for staying tuned. Welcome back. The coordinator of the River State Pensioners, Lucky Ati, is again appealing to the Governor Nyesom Wike to increase the money released for pensions, gratuities and death benefits from 1 billion naira to 3 billion naira monthly. His appeal comes following the announcement by Governor Wike that 1 billion naira has been released monthly for the payment of pensions, gratuities and death benefits. According to Mr. Arti, only a handful of retirees are paid out of the over 8,000 retirees that have been verified with the 1 billion naira. It tells correspondent Emeka Otuka that an increment will help to reduce the sufferings of pensioners in the state who have not been paid their entitlements for several years.
They've been releasing the 1 billion since June or so last year. You know, the number of persons that were involved were so large that the 1 billion naira is going nowhere. A situation where up to about 8,000 persons were already involved and they are not being able to pay 300 in a month. So you can imagine the number of years that it will take. So that is why we are begging that the monthly release for the payment of gratuity be increased from the present 1 billion naira to 3 billion. It will go a long way to help. There was a situation where for several years nobody was getting anything.
Mr. Arti also said it is their belief that the incoming administration will do better than the outgoing in workers' welfare.
We have a better hope, reason being that he is one of us. He knows what we feel. As a civil servant, we are hoping that he will do better than his predecessor. That is our hope. He will do better than what the present governor is doing now. He is a civil servant. He has parents that were civil servants, so he knows us better. And he will not want us to suffer as we are suffering or as we have suffered. He will not.
Recall that there have been issues with the payment of gratuities and death benefits to civil servants who retired between 2014 and 2022. But Governor Nyesom Wike ordered the immediate payment of all outstanding gratuities, monthly pensions and death benefits due to retirees of the state in June 2022. A flight belonging to Max Air carrying 143 passengers from Yola, Adamawa State crash landed at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. Confirming the incident in a statement, the management of Max Air says the accident occurred after the aircraft experienced two-tire bursts on landing in Abuja. An infant was also on board the aircraft. A former president of the Nigeria Medical Association, NMA, Mike Ogirima, who was on the aircraft, said the tire burst happened after takeoff at Yola Airport. He said the aircraft crash-landed in Abuja with emergency officials already on ground to put out the fire before the passengers got off the plane on the runway.
And now, we bring you news from around the world.
On the foreign scene, Texas authorities have named a heavily armed gunman who killed 8 people, including children, at a Dallas shopping mall as Mauricio Garcia, aged 33. The man from Dallas himself was shot dead by a police officer who was attending a different call in the area. President Joe Biden said the gunman in Saturday's attack used an AR-15 style rifle and wore combat gear. On the news this morning, you heard suspected cultists died during a clash in Rivers State over the weekend. Governor Wike has sworn in members of the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission. The Presidential Election Petitions Tribunal in Abuja is to begin pre-hearing today. There was panic as the plane crash landed at Abuja Airport. On the foreign scene, police have named the suspect in a Texas mall shooting which killed 8 people, including children. The news was edited by Chama Zamafo. Mostly cloudy weather expected in Port Harcourt this morning. Peace is the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. I am Kala Dako Rubatabo. Good morning. Morning Crossfire with Ifemi Andrew continues. Do stay tuned.